Put phones away. So are there any zeros that I have to fill in for this problem? No. So I can just write it out. X, is that a plus 5? Plus 5 on the outside, and on the inside I have x squared minus 3x minus 40. Everybody good with that? So far so good? Okay, so we're taking our first term here, and what are we going to divide everything by? X, because that's what's out front. So I have x squared divided by x, and what is x squared divided by x?
X.
Just x. And then, now that we've divided, what do we do next? Starts with m. Multiply. We're going to take the x and multiply it by this whole thing. So x times x plus 5 should give me x squared plus 5x. And then what's the big thing to do? Change the signs of everything that you're subtracting. So this becomes a minus and that becomes a minus. So those go away. Then I have negative 8x minus 40, and this is my new polynomial. So now I'm going to take negative 8x and divide it by x, and I get negative 8. Multiply my negative 8, so I get negative 8x minus 40. Then I need to change my signs. So this becomes plus and that becomes plus, so I get a remainder of 0. So that's my answer.
Yay.
Pretty easy?
It threw me off a little bit because usually you had, like, if it was a negative, it was taught, like, on the worksheet yesterday.
If it was what?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like, if you had a negative in the problem, then you were adding to it. Like, because here you went negative 3 minus 5. Like, all the ones yesterday would be like negative 3 plus 5.
Oh, well, because that would have been minus. Probably. Okay, let's grab notes for synthetic division, 5.4 still. And in fact, I will just...
Still 5.4?
Yep. I'll have you guys do the bell ringer for the one on your own. I'll do the harder one together. Okay, so synthetic division is the easier one of the two you're going to find. But it doesn't work all the time. It only works when you're dividing by a certain binomial. So we're going to start by dividing x cubed minus 14x squared plus 51x minus 54 by x plus 2. So we're going to take all of that and divide it by x plus 2. We already know how to do it long division, or we're getting to know it. But synthetic division only works when you're dividing by something like this, where you have an x, it could be plus or it could be minus, and then a number. So in other words, you can't use synthetic division when you have like 2x plus 4. You could do it when you have x plus 4 or x minus 4, but you can't do it if it's a number x plus or minus a number. You also can't use synthetic division if you were dividing by something like x squared plus 2. It's got to be just a regular old x, either plus or minus, and then just a regular old number. If it's anything else, you can't use synthetic division. So, here's what we're going to do. I'll show you the first step. It's very difficult. You make this L shape. Can you guys do that?
That's too much.
It's pretty exciting. Okay, second thing you have to do is we're going to take whatever x is being added or subtracted to, and we're going to use the opposite. See what I did there? I circled it. Used it as an O in a word. That should get me the golden apple on 1011.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I am just saying. So, what's the opposite of positive 2? Negative 2. You're going to put that number outside your L.
At the top.
At the top. Okay? Everybody's good so far?
Yes.
So we can only divide when we're dividing by x, and then either plus or minus a number. And we're going to take the opposite of that and put it outside. The inside here, right up top here, we're going to put the coefficients. They go all the way down. If I were to skip over one, what would I put for that placeholder?
0.
A 0. Good. Do I have to put in a placeholder for this? No. Everything's filled in. So, what coefficient, what number, what's my leading coefficient here? 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. What am I going to put for the next one? Negative 14, then a 51, and then a negative 54. So far, we haven't done any math. We're just setting it up. Opposite on the outside, coefficients along the top. Okay, are you ready for step 1? When we actually, it's the hardest step. So I need everyone's full attention.
Okay.
Because you're going to mess it up if you don't. Step 1. Take this first number, and you write it straight down.
This is the hardest step?
That's the hardest step.
Supposed to draw that arrow.
Actually, you know what's funny is, if people get these wrong, it's because they forget to bring that down. Honestly. So, step 1, bring it down. Step 2, we're going to take this 1, and we're going to multiply it by negative 2. 1 times negative 2 is? Negative 2. We're going to place that number underneath in the next column, underneath the number that's in the next column. Then we're going to combine straight down. So negative 14 plus a negative 2 is negative 16. Okay? Then we're going to take negative 16 and it's going to jump on the multiplication train here. And it's going to multiply with negative 2. What's negative 16 times negative 2?
32.
32. That's going to go under the third column.
Combine.
Then we're going to combine straight down. So what is that, 83?
Yeah.
And then we're going to take our 83 and we're going to jump on the multiplication train.
60.
And that is a negative 166. I cheated there. I looked at the answers. I'm a math teacher. I'm not a math person. So multiplication's hard. Okay, so when we add straight down, we get a negative, I can do this, 220.
And then we write
Okay.
in X's.
Here's the real thing I really need you to watch. Okay, so this was pretty easy, right? I mean, other than having to try to multiply 83 times negative 2. Pretty easy concept. Here's where people make a mistake when they write the answer. So I don't want you guys making a mistake. Under your very last, or this right column here, whatever this number is, even if it's a 0, I want you to put an R under it. Because that last column is your remainder. Then we're going to work our way up. This is going to be the number that's all by itself, doesn't have an X. What do you think is with the negative 16? An X. And what do you think is with this 1?
X squared.
X squared. So I have people write those in so you can write your answer correctly. Otherwise, people tend to forget what goes where, and they make this the number, and they start sticking X's with all this, and now the answer's wrong. So the answer here would be X squared minus 16X plus 83 plus negative 220 divided by what we divided by, which was X plus 2.
That wasn't bad.
It's easier than long division, but it doesn't always work. Okay, so here's my next question. Will it work with our bell ringer?
Yes.
Why?
Because it doesn't have
It's X plus.
Okay, because it's just X plus 5. So let's set it up, and then you guys work this on your own. You know the answer to it. We just did it. It's going to be an easy one. So what am I going to put on the outside of my L?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. And then my coefficients out front is going to be 1, then what?
Negative 3.
Negative 3 and
Negative 40.
negative 40. Okay, you guys do this problem.
Is it faster than the long division?
Yeah.
Way faster. Are you doing it?
It just doesn't work all the time. So you have to know long division.
Boom. Answer.
I just did that first one really slow.
Boom. If the remainder is zero,
I even get it right.
we have to write it out.
Yeah, write it out as an answer. What'd you ask me?
If the remainder is 0, we have to put 0 over x plus 5.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no. I thought you meant, can you just leave it like that?
If your leading coefficient is 1, can't you just write no, you can't. Never mind.
Depends on what you're dividing and what you're dividing. Okay, let's see if yours matches mine. Okay, so my remainder for this one was 0. My number part is the -8 and the x, so I've got x minus 8 is my answer.
Yep.
Good? Okay, let's try one more. This one, I'm going to let you start from start to finish, and then we're going to go on our homework because we're going to go over this in class today. This one, you're going to divide x cubed. In fact, we did this one for example yesterday. So we're going to divide x cubed minus 57x plus 56 by x minus 7. Okay, stop, and then I'm going to let you go. You're going to go from beginning to end. Remember that if you skip over something, what do you have to fill it in with? 0. Okay, there's your clue. Now do this problem. What's that noise? Oh, the pizza. Okay, is this how you have yours set up? With a positive 7 on the outside. 1, 0, negative 57, 56. Yes. Yes? Okay, so we should match up here. So 1 comes down, 7 goes here, 7 comes down, 49 goes here. Then what, a negative 8? And a negative 56. So 0 is our what? Remainder. So here's my r, here's my number, here's my x squared. So I have x squared plus 7x minus 8. Good? Okay, the work I give you today is just synthetic division, I think. I meant to look.
Is it in the book?
It is in the book. Wait.
Worksheet.
No, it is. It's in the book, but it is all synthetic division. We're going over this in class today. So I'll look to see what time we're done.
Only 4 problems.
These are fast.
I don't like
Well, there's 120,000 problems.
Yes, Kyle? Yes.
Just give us like 5.
Oh, you guys have 20 minutes. You've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Joe, you got 61. Joe, can you grab me 61?
That's a lot.